Hey, everybody, Cinephile Mike is here, and it is day 48 of Award Season Review Season 3. And wouldn't you know it, we are halfway there. 97 reviews coming at you in 97 days, covering so many of the films up for awards recognition this season. Now, as some of the films I'm talking about are still in theaters or awaiting theatrical re release, all of the statistical and nomination and critical box office, all the information I'm providing you is current within 7 days of my recording and posting, but is subject to change. Also, make sure you check out my website, cinephilemike.com, or the Where Can I Watch It spreadsheet, where you can track the nominations and wins for all the films I'm talking about this season on award season reviews, all the ones that I'm probably not going to get up to, see how to watch them, and just, get ready to join in on that conversation. The reviews, as always, my friends, are spoiler free. So, we are in the penultimate day of our 7 theme week. We are looking at the rest of the Critics' Choice. Mostly all 7 films I'm looking at this week have been nominated for at least one Critics' Choice Award, possibly others. And, as for the 44 films competing for Critics' Choice, we'll see how it shakes out at the awards later this month. So, if you are joining me on posting day, what better film to look at on a Sunday than Focus Features' Conclave? Written by Peter Strawn, based on the novel of the same name by Robert Harris, and directed by Edward Berger, following up his Oscar winning All Quiet on the Western Front, the film opened in the fall of 2024. As it stands now, the film has made $31,432,245 at the domestic box office and an additional $30,646,360 for a total take of $62,078,605, which is 3 times its reported $20 million budget. So, not something to scoff at. Certified fresh on both sides with a 93% critical rating coming from 230 reviews and a popcorn meter of 86% coming from over 2,500 audience reviews. Award season wise, the cast and the script have been receiving a lot of attention. I actually believe at this point, when I go through some of this information, Conclave is the most nominated film of the season that I've spoken about, with over 250 nominations and wins across critic circles, festivals, current award shows. And for the Critics' Choice, it is tied with Wicked for the most nominations this year with 11. Conclave is nominated for Best Picture, Best Ensemble, Best Director for Berger, Best Actor for Ralph Fiennes, Best Supporting Actress for Isabella Rossellini, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Score, Best Cinematography, Best Costume Design, Best Production Design, and Best Editing. It was also recently nominated for 2 Screen Actor Guild Awards, Best Ensemble in a Motion Picture, the equivalent of Best Picture, and Best Actor for Fiennes. It has a Directors Guild Award nomination for Berger, a Costume Designers Guild Award for Best Contemporary Costumes. It was nominated for 6 Golden Globe Awards, winning 1 for Best Screenplay, and the other nods being for Best Picture Drama, Best Director, Best Performance by a Male Actor in a Drama for Fiennes, Best Performance by a Female Actor in a Supporting Role for Rossellini, and Best Score. Now, in addition to many other nods and wins, I could keep going. I mean, over 250, but I will end with the mentions that the film got that it was named a Movie of the Year by the AFI and a Top 10 Movie of the Year by the National Board of Review, who also named Conclave the Best Ensemble. Wow. So, what's it about? Tragically, the Pope has passed away from a heart attack, and it is now in the hands of Cardinal Lawrence, played by Fiennes, to hold the papal conclave to elect a new pope. So there's 4 primary candidates, though anyone can fill the spot, but we have our key 4 that are really pulling for this. Cardinal Bellini, played by Stanley Tucci, Cardinal Tremblay, played by John Lithgow, Cardinal Adeyemi, played by Lucien Samadi, and Cardinal Tedesco, played by Sergio Castellito. Now, each of these individuals have different support within the conclave, and this is as a result of their personal politics and their feelings about the ways certain things should be done in the church. While some are more traditional, others are more modern, liberal, conservative, and all of these things come into play. And not just that, but like any political circumstance, Different people resort to different means, and we begin to see that these individuals of the cloth may not be the pillars of excellence that is expected. You know, does a title dictate behavior? Maybe. Should it? Does it happen here? Not always. Additionally, to the shock of the conclave, the arrival of newly named Cardinal Benitez, played by Carlos Diaz, who throws some other elements of the story and of the events of the conclave into a twister, and Lawrence will have to weed through all of this information to see what is true, what is hearsay, how do we move forward in the best way, despite some of the other challenges that come into play. Now, operating behind the scenes, you have Sister Agnes, played by Isabella Rossellini, who is in charge of the nuns, the sisters who are running the cardinal accommodations, taking care of the rooms and the food. And she's a little bit more informed than you would expect, which only causes more confusion for Lawrence as he tries to put all of these things together in a way you may not see coming. Conclave is such a fascinating film. It was my number three film for the year behind Challengers and Honora. Richard Harris, I enjoy his writing, and this is not the first film adaptation I've seen of one of his books. I was a huge fan of 2010's The Ghost Writer with Ewan McGregor and Pierce Brosnan, Kim Cattrall, and Olivia Williams. Excellent suspense thriller. That one was released about 14 years ago in 2010. Harris has a gift for writing good twists. And in addition to that, and this isn't the twist, Strawn's screenplay expertly dissects, and some of this comes from the text, but that so well written how we expose the underside of the religious hypocrisy that we see, and everything that comes as a result of it. These are the types of suspense thrillers that sadly they're few and far between. We don't get them that often, but when we get them and they work like this one does, what a joy to behold. And in addition to this, I have to say, while the mystery is fun, the accuracy within which they're depicting the conclave is refreshing. That it wasn't, kind of referenced. It seems that they really did the research, which was a nice thing to see. The ensemble cast led by Fiends is all stellar. They're all stellar. Each plays a role. It's almost like it's like watching a Scream film. Everyone's a suspect in this conspiracy. And as the pieces unfold, this 2 hours flies by in no time. Rossellini and Tucci amongst the whole ensemble stand out with strong performances that are much more than meets the eye. And while some people may feel a little uncomfortable with some of the topics that are addressed in this film, depending on their faith or their religion, that's what you got to love about film when it sparks the conversations that it does. Now, on the other side, production designer Susie Davis captures the claustrophobic feel of the conclave within the church walls in which it is set. And, the costumes by Lacey Christie, these bright reds and whites in the robes and the curtains and the storms, like this, let the blood flow. I mean, it's a perfect compliment to the production design. It's captured in these glorious sweeping shots and great framed shots. Cinematographer Stefan Fontaine really does a nice job. And it's a great juxtaposition, these, rich colors and these extravagant settings juxtaposed to the seediness and the underbelly that we're exposed to. I mean, it's wonderful to look at. So now, given the love, does Conclave have some Oscar chances? Absolutely. I would say that Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay nominations are locks. Fiends and Rossellini could enter the conversation as they have been recognized elsewhere. However, the lack of a SAG nomination for Rossellini makes me wonder if there's enough pull behind her to move into that. We know that those that vote for the SAG Awards make up the largest percentage of those that vote for the Academy Awards. And without a nomination, it could lessen her chance. Fiend seems to be a lock. Now, with the wins, and the recognition that came with All Quiet on the Western Front, Berger is, could be a front runner for a director's nod. He's definitely going to be in the conversation. Could the technical elements be possible? Well, thus far, Conclave has been shortlisted for Best Score, which I neglected to talk about, actually. The score, Volker Bertelmann's, like this somber at times, tense at times music is really quite perfect. As for other technical categories, well, the costumes are gorgeous. The production design is great. I talked about them. I don't know if there's enough for this film to enter the conversation, but it could. Conclave could go on to be one of the most nominated films this season at the Oscars. It'll be very interesting to see how it plays out when the nominations come out. Look, Conclave is an excellent 5-star film. It is a definite must see. If you haven't had a chance to catch it yet, it is streaming on Peacock, and there seem to be a few random spare screenings scattered throughout New York, so check your local listings. Um, and that's where I'm going to leave it. I could keep going, but I'm going to move it on. We wrap up Critics' Choice Week tomorrow. We are 48 films down with 49 to go. So those numbers so close. As I said it, we are halfway through. As always, if you like what you heard here, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. Make sure you check out my website, cinephilemike.com, for a lot of great award season info. All right, everybody. Until next time, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.